Right now, it's that season where Alexis Bass, Daniel Chiarelli are running over here, they're running over there, they're sweating, they're crying, all to bring you everything that's going on in local sports.
Blood, sweat, and tears, classic.
Yeah,
Even though
seriously.
you're not an athlete anymore, you just do as a sports person. But hey, we wouldn't have it any other way. March Madness would be an understatement. So tonight's final stop for Friday's Tour Day chaos in the Northland was at good old Romano Gymnasium. But this time of year, that place is the rowdiest it ever is, and for good reason. Section Championship night. These towns travel like it's their day job. The Rangers from Crosby-Ironton are undefeated on the season and in the stands tonight. Real impressive, but they've got the Proctor Rails trying to get them off track for the title tonight. Midway through the second half, Rangers are up. They get the rebound, and Tori Orlean chucks the ball full court to wide-open Reagan Juneman, who earns her dollars. It's 38-30. Shortly after, on an inbound pass, it's the girl who scored her 1,000th career point tonight, Paige Evans, showing that she can cash in two. Rails still trail, so how about another one? Chloe Carlson catch and release to put the Rails within 6. Last few sequences of the game here is where the Rangers begin to pull away. You know what they say, defense turns into offense, example A. And they also say defense wins championships. Tori Orlean, example B, tracks the ball and takes it all the way downtown with the rest of her cast and crew. The last few plays there would be the dagger in the Rails side. They fall in the Section 7 AA title game to Crosby-Ironton 59-46. They finish the year 26-4. Best of luck to the Rangers in the state tourney.